Welcome to day 6 of my 10 days of origami giveaways to celebrate my 10-year YouTube anniversary. Yesterday I featured a book, so if you're guessing today is something different again, you're absolutely right. Today is all about origami tools. So, what are the tools I find most useful? Of course, there's a bone folder. I usually hold it like this and draw it over the paper to make an extra strong crease. I especially use bone folders when I'm working with heavier paper such as elephant hide. If you crease with your thumbnail too much, it can really stress it and make it thin down, and that can hurt a lot. I'm speaking from personal experience. Okay, so next up is an embossing stylus and a ruler. A ruler can of course be used for measuring, and this one has both an inch scale and a centimeter scale, but you can also use a ruler and an embossing stylus to add off-grid creases for tessellations. For this you align the ruler into the place where you want that crease line to be, and then you push the embossing stylus onto the paper with a bit of pressure, but not too much so that you don't pierce the paper. And then you have a crease line right there. The paper is weakened and it's easier to collapse nicely and get accurate results. The embossing stylus can also be used to push creases into place or to get into narrow places of a model, or even to put flaps into pockets for modulars when things get small or very tight. So it's a really useful tool. I did want to mention that I bought a set of 5 and each of them has slightly different tips on one side. So you can see here we've got a very large tip, and then here we've got a very small tip on this one. But the other side of all of these have the same tip, and this is actually the size tip that I really like using. So if you get this embossing stylus with the big tip, I really suggest you use the smaller tip, but if you get one that has a small tip on both sides, you can see which one you prefer. So that's that. But this ruler can of course also be used to cut. I usually use a razor knife, but for obvious reasons I'm not going to be giving away any of those. Instead, I'm including this nifty small letter opener, which is great for cutting, especially when you're on the go. And I wanted to demonstrate how it works. So here's a sheet of paper, and I'm just going to fold it in half, and you want to fold wherever you want your cut line to be. And I can even show you how to use the bone folder, or how I prefer using it. And then you have a nice crease. I like to then flip over that crease so that there's just a little of space here. And then I take this letter opener, and you can see there's 2 sides. This is the opening where you want to draw the paper through. And then make sure you have your folded edge on the side of the letter opener, and then you insert it, and then I just draw it through. I prefer to push the envelope opener rather than the paper, and then you have a nice clean cut. So just to demonstrate a second time, first fold in half, then flip over the crease line, then put the folded edge into the letter opener, hold the paper tightly close to that letter opener, and then push through the letter opener to get a nice clean cut. And isn't that super fast and easy? I love this when I go to conventions because it's very small, it's handy, you don't need a lot of space to cut it, and you can pass it around really easily too without worrying that someone might hurt themselves. But where do you put all of these tools? Well, I recently attended the German Origami Convention in May, and I saw these great pencil cases and I fell in love with them, so I had to share them with you. These are fresh from Japan, and they're called Neo Critz pen case and pen stand, and let me tell you all about them. So there's 2 zippers here, and the first thing I really like is that this case can stand. And that's really nice because it takes up less space. And if it's in your bag, you can open it from the top and just quickly take something out and then close it up again. Very easy. But you can also use the second zipper and unzip it completely and open it like this and flip it open. And then you have a great case where you can add your tools. You even have some small pockets here and here where you can add smaller items and work like that. So while you're at home, you work like this, and when you're on the go, you just take the case, zip it closed, and you're done. I think it's absolutely amazing. I will be using it heavily and I love it, and I hope you do too. It's Japanese innovation at its best. So how can you get one? Of course you can buy one yourself, but with some luck you'll be one of the 5 winners of today's giveaway. To participate, first ensure you're subscribed to my channel. And second, comment on this video using the hashtag #MyResources to let me know what you're using while you're folding. This can be tools like I introduced here, but I'm also interested to hear where you get your instructions from. Do you mostly fold from videos? Do you have books, use online diagrams, or perhaps even attend local group meetings? As for all the 10 giveaways in this series, the deadline for submissions is July 8th, 2017. And if you haven't watched the first 5 days yet, I suggest you do so now. There's lots of wonderful prizes waiting for you. And to make things easier, I put together a playlist with all the videos, and I'll add the ones for the last 4 days too as soon as they go online. So with that, I wish you good luck and of course, as always, happy folding!